Hi guys, apologies in advance, I've got the sniffles. This is probably take 5. You know I don't edit these, but sometimes I restart when I feel I've been stumbling over my own tongue too much. So let's get this done, okay? Right, good. Today you see an oak, or you see an ocean of oak there. We've got a vintage Blenheim, Mulberry Blenheim. We've got a Roxanne. But the bag I'm going to talk to you about today is the Rosemary. I've done reviews on these before, though not those specific bags. I had them before in chocolate and sold them and then missed them and bought them again. But this one I never had before, partially because these come up quite often. But this one is much more rare, and size-wise it sits between those. So I'm going to do a separate video just on price. On size comparison. This one is just me introducing you to the lovely Rosemary. So Mulberry Rosemary in Oak Darwin. Darwin is essentially what the NVT used to be called back in the days, but it's slightly thicker, I think, and it's heavier. She's just been off to the Mulberry Spa, and I had her completely re-inked with just all of these edges redone because they were very, very cracked. So that was done directly at Mulberry. It wasn't exactly cheap, but certainly worth doing for a bag like this that you don't come across too often. So she's loaded up, essentially nipping out to a cafe where I need to sort out a few bits and bobs, and I've got my diary in there, so we'll talk you through it. But before we do that, I'm going to take measurements, right? Because that's much easier when she's loaded up. Width. We have about, what's that, 28 centimeters. Depth, can't even see what I'm doing there, can you? 14.5, and height just under 20, 19.5 maybe. Oh, and let's do the strap drop, so the handle drop rather, is 14, and then she comes with a strap which is one of the longest settings. You could make it quite a bit shorter. This one is on 29 centimeters, so very comfortable to get over your shoulder. You can see even if I was wearing a big chunky coat or anything, I could wear that quite easily. But you can also see, similarly as on the Roxanne, she just has these sort of ears here with D-rings, so you could just undo this and put a touch-along strap that will fit on there. So maybe we'll try that later. But for now, I'm just going to show you what fits in there. All right. Now, a couple of the pockets on the front, which is again very, very similar to the other one too. This one, 2 pockets on the front. This one, 2 pockets on the front. So 2 pockets on the front. On one pocket I popped in my work pass and my train ticket just to see actually whether they fit in there. That was empty beforehand, but it does fit. And on the other pocket I just have some tissues because the sniffles. Now the tissues I had to squeeze a bit. These pockets aren't terribly high, and obviously I wouldn't necessarily put anything that's particularly valuable in there because it is quite easy to open them. So if you were carrying it in a crowded place or whatever, you know, I'd always keep my valuables inside. Now she closes or opens respectively with 3 straps which all close on the magnetic closures, the middle one and 2 small ones on the outside. In practice you might not always close the small ones, obviously up to you. I usually just sort of fling them across, and that's what I did with the Roxanne as well. Opens up, you've got this sort of flap with no further closure. There you go, you can see in there we've got the that tells us that's Darwin because it's rectangular rather than oval. No number on the back of the fob. and then there we go. All the kind of stuff in there. What do we fit in there? My phone, and I actually remembered this time to put my phone in, and I just realised, you know what I did put in there, what I would normally have in there? My keys, because they're just over there. So, phone, my inhaler, my Mulberry Oak French purse, snacks for a little one, because even, you know, you go to a cafe, there is nice food, would you like this or that? No, I want something from your bag. So there, Aldi sun-dried tomato and basil pitted chips. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Anyway, more tissues because of the sniffles. My naked cow Midori, which is starting to look a bit bad, but you know what? I actually prefer that. I think once leather starts to age and crumple and get a bit of a patina, it just starts to look better and better. That. A little pouch with various tablets and things, tampons, and some lip balm, because it is that time of year. If you don't keep your lips moisturised, they're going to start cracking and get horrible. Just some baby wipes, because sticky fingers and all of that, not mine, his. But you know what, I keep saying, and I really believe that once you start buying baby wipes, because you've had little ones, you never stop buying them. They are so useful for like everything. Not that I want to carry them around with me everywhere I go, but honestly I use them for all kinds of stuff now. I've also got my little pencil case. How old am I? Just with some of these, what are they called, Stabilo, different coloured pens, a correction thingy, eraser, stuff like that. Now, I've got my pen on there that I use most of the time, but these are just a few extra bits and bobs I use when I set up my bullet journal every week. And then the last thing that's in there is my normal power pouch, in which I probably have tons of stuff in there I don't use. Oh, there's some money in there as well, which should be in the inside pocket, not in there, rubbing against various other bits and bobs. But I've got various cables and chargers and a couple more tampons, because you never want to be without those, and an old train ticket, whatever that is in there. There we go. And then I can show you the inside is essentially unlined. So you've got what looks like suede. It's just the split hide, the back of it. Can you see that? There's suddenly no light left. There you go. You can see, and you just see the rivets. You see the insides of the rivets, or the back sides of the rivets. And yeah, it's just suede that you can brush or whatever, or you could use a liner to protect it. There we go, there's the rosemary. I will do another post or another video on a comparison between the three of them, where I give you all the sizes and we'll pop them next to each other just so you get an idea. But for now, I hope you found this useful. Mulberry, rosemary and oak, darling. Bye bye.